could say this all day, and honestly I do, but keeping a rabbit in a cage is barbaric. Hello Buns, and welcome back to Cinnabun Sundays, a weekly video series where we talk about all things bunny. I'm Morgan, Cinnabun's bun mom, and today I am going to tell you why free roaming your rabbit is the best thing you can ever do for your rabbit. This channel is dedicated to educating my followers all about the benefits of free roaming, but I realize I actually haven't made a benefits of free roaming video. I've made a video about how to free roam, I've made videos talking about how free roaming is important, but I haven't just made one video where I talk about why we should be doing it in the first place. So here you go. This is your video. I hope it convinces you if you're not free roaming already. Now, before we get started, I want to preface that free roaming can mean a lot of different things. I think a lot of people have this misconception that free roaming means there are zero barriers, zero boundaries for their rabbit, and they can just run rampant all over your home. Free roaming just means that they don't live in confinement, in a cage. That doesn't mean that they have to be in every single room in your house. Cinnabun has this room, which is the bunny room, that anytime I leave the house, anytime I go to bed, anytime I go out of town, I close the door and she just stays in here. That is for her safety. That is so I know she's not getting into anything she shouldn't out in the main house. And it's a way for me to always know what's going on and keep a space completely bunny-proofed that she's good in. If you're worried about free roaming your rabbit in your entire home, start with just one room, maybe your bedroom, maybe an office, but just start by removing the barrier of a cage, bunny-proofing one space, and seeing how your rabbit does. As you get more used to free roaming, you can open that space up more, but don't feel like you have to go from a cage to an entire house overnight. There's definitely a transition period, and if you want to learn more about how to do that, click my How to Free Roam Your Rabbit video that is somewhere up here. Reason number one. Rabbits are not meant to live in cages. I could say this all day, and honestly I do, but keeping a rabbit in a cage is barbaric. It is not the way they are supposed to live. Look at rabbits in the wild. They are sprinting around, they are fast, they hop. Why would we assume that the rabbits that we have in our home don't have those same innate desires? The idea of keeping a rabbit in a cage is a very outdated way of thinking. Rabbit ownership has grown so much in the last couple of years, and finally we're starting to treat rabbits the way that they should be treated. They're a lot smarter than we give them credit for, but when we push them away in a cage, we take away their ability to move, we take away their ability to roam, and we take away their ability to bond with us. I feel like I talk to people who had rabbits growing up and their rabbit lived in a cage, and they always say, yeah, my rabbit was really mean. I mean, you would be mean too if you were locked in a cage and never had time to get out. Rabbits need the space to run, to do zoomies, to jump. They can jump up to 3 feet. Do you think a cage is actually a place to keep an animal that can jump that high? They're smart, they're easily potty trained, and they can be pretty low maintenance. So if we're allowing dogs and cats to have free roam over our house, we absolutely should be giving that same right to rabbits because they have the same capacity to exist in your home just like a dog or cat would. Reason number two, it lets them live longer. Rabbits who free roam live longer than rabbits that live in cages because they're exercising. If you free roam your rabbit, you don't need to worry about letting your rabbit out of its cage every day for like 15 minutes to let them hop around. You don't need to worry about taking them on a walk like you would with a dog, because if your rabbit is free roaming, they are getting that exercise just by moving around the space. That exercise is good for their health, it's good for their heart, and it just keeps them happy and living longer. Rabbits that free roam can live like 8 to 12 years, where rabbits that live in cages, not only are they not getting that exercise, but it can make them really depressed. Conditions like that are what can make your rabbit live for less time. Reason number three is it makes your rabbit smarter. Free roaming your rabbit can really help build their brain, because when you let your rabbit just be removed of any barriers between you and them, they become a lot more desensitized to just regular things in your home. Rabbits that live in cages typically are extremely scared of people, of other noises, of any change to their environment whatsoever. But when you allow your rabbit to free roam in your home, they very quickly start picking up that there are noises that happen in the world. There are things that are out of their control, and they become a lot lot more okay and desensitized to that. And when you desensitize your rabbit, you make them more adaptable to change, which makes them smarter. So things like potty training, things like tricks, things like knowing their name, knowing commands, that all comes from being free roamed and just being in a space and having to fend for themselves instead of just living in one small confined area where they don't have to do anything. Well, not fend for themselves, but where they have decisions to make in their daily life. So leading into number 4 from that, having a rabbit that free roams desensitizes your rabbit to people, so it makes them more social. People all the time say that Cinnabun is the most social rabbit they've ever met, but I mean, let's be real. 1, she's probably one of the only rabbits people have ever met, but 2, she's definitely the only free roam rabbit that most people have ever met. Letting your rabbit just free roam around your house means that they are going to come in contact with people. Anytime you have someone over, your rabbit is gonna see them, they're gonna meet them, and they're going to become familiar with other voices, other smells, other mannerisms, and that just helps socialize your rabbit more. And then reason number 5 for why you should free roam your rabbit is because it will make your bond so strong with your bunny. When there is a barrier between you and your rabbit, it's almost like this impenetrable wall that you just can never get through when it comes to bonding. Think of that cage as literally like a block to your bond. Like you're trying to bond with your rabbit, but it's hitting the cage and bouncing back. If you remove those barriers and just allow you and your rabbit to exist in the same space, the two of you are going to learn how to coexist so well. And it's just that living together, being in a space together that gets your rabbit to trust you and love you and depend on you so much more than they would if they were just locked away in a cage. I get a ton of comments that are so sweet talking about how my bond with Cinnabun is so great and asking how I got my bond to be where it is. And I really didn't do anything super special. I just free roam her and spend time with her like I would with a dog or cat. She is a part of my family. She is a part of this home, and I let her know that, and she knows that, and she feels comfortable in our home, and therefore she feels comfortable with me. I cannot say it enough. The best way for your rabbit to love you is just for you to free roam them. There's definitely gonna be a growing period where they're getting used to the space, and before they love you, they have to love the space. But I promise you, over time, the more time you spend together just coexisting in one place, the more your bond is gonna grow. So there you have it, Buns. Those are my 5 benefits to free roaming, and I hope that those benefits were enough to convince you to maybe try taking away the cage and opening up your space to a rabbit. Again, it doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be this huge, like, one to another transition. You can take your time with it. But I promise you, if you have a rabbit and you really want to grow that bond and really make them happy and live a long life, this is the way to do it. If you like these tips, make sure you subscribe and like this video because it really helps out my channel, and I will see you in our next video. Bye, Buns.